Carter, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. So you're joining us from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
What happened to your state, man?
Dude, ain't no doubt. All
You
the
went
gun
from you
stuff
had a
that's coming
great
out.
governor in Youngkin, and now we've got this disaster. And what's her name?
Old Spamberger.
Spamberger,
Yeah, it's
Abigail.
not.
Yeah,
That's right.
terrible. And she ran like a kind of a little bait and switch, campaign. Ran as a moderate, and then first thing she does is like introduce a whole slew of not only taxes on everything from Uber to pet sitting or pet walking
They're
to
going to tax our weed eaters and the leaf blowers or
yeah.
ban them because they're too loud. So luckily that got shot down.
But the
But
main thing is the guns, all out
yeah,
assault on the Second Amendment. It's terrible, man. This is what happens. Like, uh, I know you love public lands and like to hunt on public
mhm.
lands. I love public lands. I hunt on them every year. I go out west, as do you. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, though. The Second Amendment is the most important thing. That's what separates this country from every other country. Every other country wishes they had one. You know,
No,
they've
absolutely.
all been disarmed though, so we haven't. And as much as I hate the government and don't trust them, both sides, um, that's the one thing they still have a little bit of fear left because they know there's more guns in this country than there are people.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, but
Yeah, the gun stuff's scary. I've been trying to keep up with everything that came out. I need to sit down and actually like read through some of those bills. It's like there's, word on the street. I can't have a shotgun in my passenger seat, even if it's unloaded.
right.
Yeah, that's detrimental to deer season. If I got to lock that thing away every time and put a key in it, and you know, none of us are going to do that, but
Hmm.
still.
Oh yeah,
So
but then you'll be a felon
yeah, no doubt. So
if you got pulled over.
yeah,
But I don't know. Maybe some of the cops are patriotic and be like, "Pff, screw them.
yeah, I don't think any sheriff's office in Virginia is going to give us a hard time. Maybe if they have some state troopers out there who just want to infringe our rights, but other
Hmm.
than that, I think we should be okay.
Well, that would be
So
weird, though. I mean, you'd have to be a total schmuck because the people that respect what you do don't vote blue.
yeah,
I mean, who's trying to defund the police? It's not you and me.
no doubt.
So I think they would hopefully get it, but yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are in a bad way. Washington State, Oregon. Um, so I,
that stuff in Oregon is crazy.
oh yeah,
Outright ban on livestock farming.
mm,
Like they're going to have to import all their meats. Like
yeah.
make it
I
make
don't think
sense.
it's going to pass, but it's the fact that they have
Hopefully,
the balls to introduce it. Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's no one that listens to this show is it's not a secret that I don't like the new. A lot of it's Western guys. I'm totally for Western hunting and Western big game hunters, but these new recruits that vote Democrat or these organizations like BHA, no, it's a hard pass for me. If you're recruiting Democrat hunters, you're watering down my gene pool, man. That's what you're doing, and here's why. You say, oh, and I used to preach this. I used to be on the more the merrier. There's power in numbers. It's not true because the anti-hunting movement can look at Man Bun Mike from Missoula, Montana, and be like, that guy doesn't think trapping is ethical, but he shot a deer last year. And they can use that and be like, Man Bun Mike is not on your team when he's not. And the message is like, hey, do whatever you want. But when it comes to hunting, trapping, fishing, hound hunting, we're on the same team. And if you're not, then you're not one of us. You're on their
Hmm.
side. I don't care
No,
if you shot a
100%.
deer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What is it? They call it the three R's. That's going to be the end of us. All this recruitment, bringing in these new people who don't understand it. That's going to be the end of hunting in the long run.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, it's the same way. It's the same way I like to live my life. Is I don't care what you do until it affects me. And
100%.
me, let's say trapping a wolf, for example, doesn't affect you.
Mm-mm.
Period. You indoctrinating my kids in school affects me. That affects me. Me trapping a wolf in the backcountry doesn't affect you. It just hurts your feelings. I don't give a crap about your feelings.
No.
So, but anyway, we'll exit that tangent. We could do a whole podcast on that, and I could just talk for an hour.
Oh,
But the whole point here is to get to
100%.
know you. Um, you are you still a fireman?
Yeah, so I've coming up on 8 years now, paid
Okay.
with the county. So I
Uh,
gotta go into work tomorrow. So
okay.
mhm.
And you're doing it with one leg.
Yeah. So the only I wouldn't even call it an accommodation. The only difference I have to do is I forced the county to buy me another prosthetic to put in my turnout gear. So when I get a
Okay.
call, there's like a button quick release on the one I'm wearing right now, and I
Uh
just
huh.
pop it off and step in the one in my bunker pants, pull them up, and good to go.
Oh wow.
So I can actually get dressed faster than pretty much anybody who's got two legs. So it's a little trick.
And so you can tell us how you actually lost your leg, but I think it was like on your first day on the job.
Yeah, we had a tropical storm coming through the state, and our recruit class we were supposed to graduate. I think that night, and graduation got canceled. Obviously, just because the storm coming through. So they're like, well, we'll put these recruits in the field, and we need extra manpower for the night. I got assigned to Station Six just as an extra on the engine, and ran a few calls that night. And about 9 o'clock, I got dispatched to the interstate. Super windy, horrible rain, just beating down. Pulled over for like a pretty minor vehicle accident. And basically, as soon as we got out, we took our block, did everything right. I got out of the truck and I heard my lieutenant start screaming. And I thought that we rolled up and something was really bad with the patient or the vehicle we were there for. So I just started running towards that car.
Uh-huh.
Um, and basically just instantly just got knocked on my ass, didn't know what happened. I woke up in between the fire truck and a tractor trailer that had just came right into us. Um, Woke up and my leg just hurt. I was like, oh shit, it's broken. Oh well. And I was just trying to, and like the diesel tanks were just spilling on me from the track trailer. So I just drug myself off, got in the ditch, got in the median, and just laid up there. And then another crew on the ambulance, they found me. I told them I was good, and they started helping out the other guys because unfortunately, our driver, the engine, he got pretty much directly hit by the truck trailer and flung. So he had a lot of really serious life-threatening injuries. And then our lieutenant, he was yelling to warn our other guy on the truck to jump back in the engine because he saw the track trailer coming.
Uh,
And when that happened, I guess he tried to run around the front of the engine, and the engine got pushed on top of him and unfortunately killed him.
so three of you guys got hurt pretty bad.
Two of us got hurt, one got killed, and one basically because my lieutenant warned him in time was able to walk away from it. He actually was able to drive the other firefighter who was more severely injured than me to the hospital in the ambulance.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he was able to get his shit together and get back on the road to keep doing his job.
Wow. First day.
Yeah,
That's damn the luck.
no
Yeah.
doubt.
But
But
it could have been worse. One of your fellow firefighters didn't make it out of there. So
yeah, yeah, if it
I don't
hadn't been for
know.
him yelling, I probably would have got ran over a little bit higher up, probably like midsection or so, and that obviously wouldn't turn out too good.
So
So,
what was the deal with the tractor trailer?
dude, the like in the court hearings and everything, him talking like he just the dumbest Maryland redneck you've ever met in your life. Like just the way he talks. He literally said in the court, um, in the trial, like he saw us and he said that he moved over towards us. Like he said it. He was also driving like 70 miles an hour. And in any state of emergency, you're not supposed to have track trails on the road to begin with. So I don't know what was going on between this guy's ears, but not much apparently.
Hmm.
So
But that wasn't the end of it. So you woke up and your leg just hurt.
yeah, so drug up, crawled, got up to the median, sat down. The other guys, the other medic that was with us, told them I was fine. I didn't need any kind of like life saving care. I wasn't bleeding. Like I was just fine. I was like, take care of the other guys. So they got to them. Another unit pulled up. Those guys sat with me. And another ambulance came. I got loaded up in the ambulance. And at that point, I still had not really seen my leg. Um, so we just took a ride down to VCU, the hospital near us, and they gave me a really nice shot of ketamine. It's not what I was expecting. I thought they were just giving
Hmm.
me a little thing of fentanyl, just some minor pain relievers because I wasn't screaming. It just felt sore.
Mm.
So I wasn't in a lot of pain. So I went into what they call the K hole. So I was just out there in La La Land for a little bit. Woke up back in the hospital, got all my clothes off. They did what they were doing in the hospital, the assessment and everything. And then it wasn't till 2 a.m. that night they woke me up and like, hey, we need to just amputate this. Because what essentially happened is the rear engine of the fire truck got pushed over top of my ankle, degloved my right foot like down my toes almost, and just crushed all the ankle components. So there really was no reconstructing it. And if we had tried it, I probably would still be just horribly crippled, not being able to put any weight on it, or I would have probably gotten sepsis. So
So you went from, high on ketamine to waking up and they're like, or coming out of it and be like, we need to just go ahead and cut your leg off.
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. They made me sign the form for the surgery, and I was like, I'm pretty under the influence right now, but okay.
This whole thing
So
just sounds
it,
like negligence on every level. But if there
it
was,
was
I
definitely the
mean,
right call, though. So
yeah.
like there was no saving that.
Um, the only time I can remember like being hopped up on drugs like that is I had an appendectomy and I it went fine, but then I came home and like 2 days later was feeling worse than before I had it, and they had bile or something had leaked out whenever they took it out, and I got an
Mm.
infection. So I went back in, spent like a week in there on a IV and everything, and they gave me Dilaudid, which I imagine is like heroin. I don't know, but I think it's like
Yeah,
the
I was
same
on like
family.
a I was on like a drip of that stuff when I was in the hospital. I didn't. The pain was way worse after they cut it off. Like I felt like that Dilaudid wasn't touching anything.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, because I ended up having I think like 4 surgeries,
Uh,
like the amputation. Then they got to flap it over and sew it up, so it's got my actual stump. And then my knee, like every ligament in my knee was just blown out. So
huh.
all my ligaments in my right knee are all like cadavered out. Got a bunch of bolts and stuff in there. Then I had to go back again because I got an infection at the end of my stump, and they had to cut some stuff out of there.
So where is the like, on your leg? Where is the cut line?
Like 6 inches down from my knee.
Okay, right
Yeah.
on. Um, so what is life like after that? Do you? I mean, I know a little bit about you, right? Were you feeling sorry for yourself? Because you don't seem like the life you're living is someone that's feeling sorry for themselves, or you know.
No, I
Uh,
just I just knew what I had to do to get back to what I wanted to love to do or what I want love to do. So I wasn't too worried about sitting around in a wheelchair and just being a bum and hemming and hawing and this and that. And that doesn't do anybody any good. You just got to get back to it. So I think basically that happened in October. Got my first prosthetic in January.
uh-huh.
And of course, before that, we are doing all sorts of physical therapy because like the atrophy and lack of muscles in my right leg were, I mean, it was just like just the bone essentially. So we had to build all that back up and just
Mm.
got to it in physical therapy. So learning how to walk, and I say learning how to walk. It's really just learning to get the fit of the prosthetic right and dealing with the soreness.
Uh-huh.
So, but I was able to come back to work full duty, like on the truck in May of the next year. So was
Wow,
only out like 7 months. So honestly, the knee injury was more debilitating than the amputation, just because my knee just it took so long to get the thing to bend all the way.
really?
Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, the
So
big.
when
No,
did
go ahead.
you get back in the woods?
I killed a deer like with a crossbow in like November, so like 3 weeks after I got hurt.
3 weeks.
Yeah, a buddy of mine took me out to his farm, and I was like, I need something to sit in. I can't climb a tree right now, obviously. So we took a just the top part of a climber, and it's got the seat that hangs down. I just put that thing like 3 feet on the tree, got in there, sat down, and some poor little spike walked out, and it was getting it. So I didn't
uh,
really care.
yeah.
So just let him have it. But
And so,
yeah,
and
then
this
I
was
was
8 years ago.
yeah,
Hmm.
yep, 2018.
So, as far as your background goes, you grew up hunting, obviously.
Yeah, yep. We had a
Most
family farm like 45 minutes north of Richmond. So
okay.
up there hunting since I was 12 years old.
So mostly whitetail.
Yeah, whitetail, turkeys, a little bit of ducks. I didn't get into that until I was probably like 14 or 15.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Just
And what's
traumatizing
your
every whitetail in Turkey.
what's your favorite thing to hunt today?
Probably elk. It's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm right there with you. Archery elk is as good as it gets.
Yeah, there's
But I
nothing
have
like it.
found that I'm no longer, and this sucks to admit. Um, but you have a prime window of like it's really like 10 years where you are the apex predator
Hmm.
and you can do anything physically, you can grind it out. I'm 44 and it's like, it sucks to say, oh, my best elk hunting years physically are in my rearview mirror, but they are. You just got to be smarter, right? Maybe use some of what you've learned. Oh, and I screwed up a lot doing that because I wasn't, you can make up for a lot of errors because you can cover a lot more ground. Mentally, you don't think anything can touch you. Now it's more like, well, if we climb that peak, what are the odds we're going to kill the elk there? I still don't care about the pack out. Like that's future cable's problem. Let's kill it
Yeah.
first and then we'll deal with that. But yeah, I think how was this? It was actually it was a famous whitetail hunter from Michigan. Oh, I can't remember his name. People would recognize it though, but he's closer to like 60. And I heard a podcast where he was like, yeah, it was like from the age of like 22 to 35, I killed everything in a lot of public land, like monster whitetails. But you know what he said? And I have not done this. He was like, I neglected my family, cost me relationships. Is it worth it? Probably not. Got a lot of big deer on the
Yeah.
wall, you know. But it was him that was he's the one that made me start thinking about, oh yeah, the prime. You're younger than me, so you're probably still in your prime. But
Yeah. I'm 27, so I got some good years left, I
oh
think.
yeah,
So,
and I still have good years, right? I'm not going to stop putting in, out west until I can't physically do it anymore. And
oh, 100%.
God willing, that's a decade, 2 decades away. But
That's where you
there
save
is a
those,
limited amount of time where you can climb mountains.
yeah, save your preference points and draw some of those nice, easy Arizona, Utah, low country rifle hunts for
Uh,
your
you know,
50s.
I've been talking about this a lot too because I'm starting to amass, close to double digit antelope points out west in 3 or 4 states. And it's like doing a truck hunt with a rifle for a pronghorn. Like if I want to go on a western hunt, that's not the one I want to go on. So that's going to be like the one I do when I start getting old.
Yeah, draw literally the best unit you
I'm
want
going to have
to.
the best units. Going to shoot the biggest goats. I'm going to do it out of the truck. But yeah, elk
No,
hunting is as
100%.
good as it gets, especially with a bow. You like to bow hunt?
Yep, I've killed all my elk but one. I drew a cow tag and it was a rifle tag, shot her with a rifle, but everything else has been archery.
Yeah.
So I love it.
How many have
Yeah,
you killed?
four now.
Okay.
So three bulls and a cow.
You're one up on me. I've got 3 with a bow. Um, no, 2 with a bow, 1 with a rifle. And I've put arrows in 2 more that I couldn't find. And
Yeah,
missed
that I
more.
thought that happened. Yeah, I missed mine this year. I missed the one I killed, the first shot, and the second shot. I don't even know how I killed him. Shot him at like 30 yards, arrow deflected, and it hit him in front of the shoulder.
Hmm.
I didn't realize it was first until I walked up and I saw the arrow, and there was like 5 inches of penetration on it. I
Hmm.
was like, shit. It was getting dark. I heard him run. I was like, I'm not going to bump him. Went back to my tent, slept in, woke up. He died 80 yards from there. It just somehow slipped in and nicked his heart just about. So I just got lucky. But
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I shot the biggest one I've ever shot. I didn't find him. I know he's dead,
damn.
but I don't know. I feel like I just hit the top of the lungs. I ranged him for 40. Well, I ranged the tree. I was like, he's going to come out by that tree, broadside, and he was in front of it, and he was like 34 yards away when I shot. I didn't know. That's a couple inches difference.
Yeah,
Great
for sure.
penetration, but it didn't go all the way through. I saw the arrows. It was like half buried. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then very little blood, very little blood. Blood trail runs out. It's like, I think I hit him in the top of the lungs. For a while, I thought it was just no man's land, but I've replayed that in my head too many times. Like, no, that had to have killed that
Yeah.
elk. and
Yeah, that sucks.
it is what it is. Happens. I shot another one. It sounds like I'm bragging about this. This is not. It's these are heartbreaking stories, but you know, time does not heal the big 6x6 that I couldn't find. But I shot a 4x4 in the shoulder at 62 yards, and I got 2 inches of penetration. We found the arrow. It's like somebody's just going to shoot that. Look, we'll dig that. Someone will dig that broadhead out of him at a later date.
Oh,
Maybe he'll be a
100%.
6x6 by then.
Yeah, I dug a broadhead out of a mule deer this past fall. It was in no man's land.
Mm.
Dug it right out. He was shot there like 4 weeks prior.
Oh yeah,
So he was walking around fine, rutting, acting a fool, and yeah, dug right out of him.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
hope
I shot
that's
a
what happened to that bull that I shot, but I don't think it is. I
yeah.
think because I've shot him before, where the first archery elk I killed was quartering towards me a little bit. I slipped it in behind the shoulder, and it did not exit, and no blood. But I saw him go lay down, and then I bumped him and found him like, I don't know. My buddy found him 100 yards from where I bumped him, and no blood. Well, what happened was that arrow just went in and just eviscerated his liver, but I didn't get a pass through. Bled out internally. It's like, I don't know. I wonder how many times we say, "Oh, hit him in no man's land," well, you really got one or two lungs and just didn't. If the body cavity just fills up with blood, there's no telling.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of guys say no man's land, and it's probably 300 yards from where they're looking. Like they just don't look hard enough. So
Mm-hmm.
my first elk, I was lucky. I shot him, and he died. I watched him fall over like 20 yards after I shot him. I was above him on the hill, shot down, hit him like a little high, but obviously at that angle, I mean, I got top of that lung, straight through the bottom of the other one, and he just fell right over. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Um, my second one, I sort of shot him like yours, like you're talking about, quarter and two, hit the liver, never came out. And he ran like 800 yards, and it was just the tiniest little pieces of blood. I didn't find him until
Mm.
the next day.
Yeah.
So
Happens. Well, good on you for not giving up.
it happens to
Um,
everybody.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yep. Yes, it does indeed. But that's how bow hunting goes sometimes.
no, for sure.
Um,
Yeah, I've always told my fiance, like, we're gonna get married next fall. I was like, I know when we have kids, I'm not gonna be able to take 2 months off to go out west anymore. The only thing I want to do is 2 weeks every September. Like
yeah.
that'll be if we have to get whittled down, that's what it's gonna be.
Right on.
So
Yeah. Well, it sucks now to say, oh, I've only killed 3 elks because, I've probably gone every year for 12 years. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. I've been on, I will say this, there's never been a hunt where I wasn't an elk. My buddies tell me stories of, oh, I went to Colorado, saw some tracks, some fresh crap, and heard bugles. I'm like, these are not the elk hunts I'm doing. So I can at
yeah,
least take
yeah,
solace in that. But the second one I shot in the chest at like 14, 15 yards. And like your first one you killed, watched him just, it was like a crime scene, the amount of blood pumping out of his chest. You
that's
didn't have
awesome.
to follow the blood trail. I mean,
Yeah,
it was like the old, what is it, the old Rage Broadheads commercial. It's like throwing an axe through an animal.
yeah, that's awesome. I want to do a frontal shot on one. I just gotta
Yeah.
get one to like come in that close.
Hmm.
So I've got another tag this year, so hopefully.
Yeah, I am. I don't know if I'm going to go elk hunting this year because I'm doing a goat hunt in British Columbia in September. Like, it's like the, I don't know, 7th through like the 20th or something. I think it's a
Oh,
12-day
nice.
hunt. Yeah.
That'd be
So right
awesome.
right during the rut. So if I do go, I'll have to burn my Colorado rifle points, and I'm not sure I want to do that yet. So hate to miss
Yeah,
it, but I saw a mountain goat on your Instagram page.
yeah. I'm about to say that's worth skipping an elk hunt and go mountain goat hunting. It's pretty awesome.
Where'd you go?
I went to Kodiak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I booked with Cole Kramer just to do the blacktails.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason I did that, I wanted to do it DIY, but I couldn't find like two or three guys who honestly just had the balls to go sleep on Kodiak by themselves, in the middle of all the brown bears. And I was like,
Mm.
well, I could do this solo, but that's probably not the wisest thing to do. So went with Cole because I want to use him for a brown bear hunt in a couple of years. And right before I got there, he was like, hey man, there's goats here. And, if you want to do it, this would be the time to do it. So got the goat tag, flew in, got to camp. Night before, I found a billy, and literally the next day, hiked up there and laid down, watched them bed at the end of like this big point overlooking the Pacific Ocean, waited for him
Mm.
to stand up, and came walking right down to us and shot him. So it's sort of an anticlimactic goat hunt, probably the easiest goat hunt you could ever
Yeah.
go on, but the country and just the ocean and everything back there is pretty awesome.
All right, you are doing this on one leg, which makes me think you're pretty rough. Uh, I don't think you're the type of guy that would take a 6.5 Creedmoor on that hunt.
No, it was a 300 PRC.
There you go.
So yeah, I like to hit animals and not have to worry about nothing. So
I don't know if you know who Shed Crazy is. My friend Ben.
yeah,
Yeah, he had
I met him
a,
at Salt Lake last year.
oh, nice. Yeah, he's a good dude. And he had this funny uh, reel. He was like, well, something to the effect of it's opening day of archery season. So all you guys with rifle tags in 6.5 Creedmoors better shoot them now so they're dead by rifle season.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I shoot everything at 300 PRC, so it's about perfect. It's a
Uh-huh.
little much on an antelope, as I found out 2 years ago, but it's fine. So they didn't go nowhere.
I put a hole in a frontal shot on a black buck in Argentina last week with a 30-06, and definitely overgunned, but dead is dead.
Oh yeah,
Don't care. I'll shoot whitetail with a 300 Win Mag. Some people are like, why do you do that? I'm like, well, because I have like three 300 Win Mags, and I like not tracking the deer. They
yeah.
follow
I
the.
shot all my whitetails here at home at 300 PRC. So
And if you're gonna shoot them in the front shoulder, which I do anyway, and recommend if it's a trophy buck, like yes, I am there for the meat. I'm also there for the antlers. I don't care. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a trophy hunter. Like I'm not
yeah,
apologizing for that. The trophy's three things: meat, horns or antlers, experience. That's those three things are the trophy. If I lose this front shoulder, but I don't have to go track the thing, whatever.
yeah, totally worth it.
Yeah.
So
Some
especially when
hunters
you
are
look
like,
at guys spraying them with buckshot, and it's just then they're just peppered everywhere, and you're chewing on it, and you're chilly later on. Like much rather just shoot them with a rifle in the shoulder and lose a little bit of it.
yeah, I'll shoot a doe. Well, I really try to let my kids shoot all the does now, but if I'm shooting a doe, I'm not shooting in the front shoulder. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, not as big of an animal. Um,
hmm
but and I told my kid, my son, like I didn't teach him to shoot in the front shoulder because he's shooting it. Well, first deer he shot was with a 22 250. So
Yeah.
that's also you have to weigh those equations too. And then he graduated at 243, and I'm like, nope, still not in the front shoulder, man. Right behind the shoulder. We'll track your deer. It's fine. Kill
hmm
it. But yeah, one time, I think it was the second buck he shot. He got buck fever, which I didn't know because the buck dropped instantly. I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive for a 243. I think it was a 100 grain bullet, and the deer just big, like 200 something pound buck just dropped. I was like, where did you shoot it? He goes, right behind the shoulder, like you told me. Okay. We get out of the pop up line, walk over. There's a big hole in his neck.
That'll
I'm
work
like,
too.
oh, really? Really, Henry? You shot
Yeah.
him in the shoulder, behind the shoulder, huh? Okay.
Darn. No neck roast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh well.
Yeah. So you got your goat on the first day, and
Yep.
did you get any blacktails?
Yeah. So we had to hunt pretty hard for the blacktails just because they had a bad winter kill, I think like 2 years prior.
Uh-huh.
But we eventually found like a really nice one. So real nice, pretty 4x4 with brow tines. Like, and that was a cool hunt. We saw him from like a half mile away, just cruising around. Got over to where he was, couldn't find him, and me and Cole just sat there in glass for probably an hour. And we found him bedded below us, like 400 yards. Or Cole found him. I didn't find him. I'm not gonna take the credit.
Mm.
Um, sat down, waited for him to stand up, tried the little blacktail call. He didn't give a shit about that. Um, Eventually stood up, and a bunch of deer came out below us, and he ran over and started jostling, like sort of posturing up with another buck, and ended up finally shooting him. So that was honestly one of the worst pack outs I've done, just because of the damn tundra up there. I didn't
Oh,
realize how much that shit just sucks. I think
yeah.
we're only like 5 miles from camp or so, but the little hummocks and the squish when you walk on the tundra, like that just is horrible.
So I have
But
not
got
been,
him.
sorry. I was just say I haven't
Pretty
been to
good.
Alaska, but I've been to Newfoundland. And
Nice. I'm going in
Newfoundland
September.
is it's the same squishy, boggy, like a couple times take a step and your right leg is, under water up to your knee, but your left leg's like on dry ground. And you don't know it's
Yeah.
there. They call them bogfish. And the guide was
Oh,
just
that's
laughing at me.
gross.
He's like, "Oh, the bogfish got you." Like,
Oh
yeah, now my
God.
sock's wet and it's 18 degrees outside. Super cool.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm going to Newfoundland in like September 26th through October 4th this year for moose.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
Who are you going
pretty
with?
stoked on that. Efforts.
Okay, don't know them, but you will have a good time. Lots of moose there.
Yeah.
People are so nice. It's not like the rest of Canada. Uh,
Hmm.
Newfoundland is its own island, and
Yeah.
yeah, the people are very nice. The food, a little bland. Not gonna lie. Those Newfies don't know. I mean, like I come from Texas. We half of everything we eat is Tex-Mex, spicy.
Yeah.
We like a lot of flavor. Now, take your own hot sauce up there. Uh,
Okay. I'll teach
Spice
them
things
something
up.
from this stuff.
Yeah. Um, so you packed out the blacktail,
Hmm.
and I
Yep. Got
think
back.
there's probably only we're allowed to shoot one, right?
Yeah, they changed it for non-residents. It used to be two, and they dropped it down to one. So packed him out, and we are right there on like a little creek. So grabbed the shotguns, shot my Harlequin. I was like, all right, cool. And then we just waited a day for the plane to come pick us
You
up.
shot the Harlequin on a creek?
Yeah, it was like a little creek, basically like going right there at the mouth, going in the Pacific. But they were just like flying through there like buffleheads.
Huh. So
Like,
not you didn't like
yeah,
jump shoot it. You just sat there and waited, just pass shot one.
yeah, essentially.
Oh, that's cool.
So sort
I'm
of
super intrigued
anticlimactic,
by all
but
this because I booked a hunt for 2027.
oh,
Um,
nice.
it's a boat.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think there's me. I'm taking 5 guys with me, and it's DIY blacktail. They drop you off on the shore every day. It's like good luck. If the bear
Yep.
wants your deer, let the bear have it. It's the law. Don't shoot the
Yeah.
bear, but also don't get attacked. So if it's defend yourself. Not with bear spray with a 10 millimeter, please. That was what they said.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, we're doing that. But the reason why I wanted to go, we're going late in the year. We're going in December because that's when they said the best duck hunting would be. So if the weather's
Yeah.
bad, or if you're tagged out, you want to go duck hunting, you can do that. You can go halibut fishing. Um, and the hush guys have gone with this outfitter like 3 or 4 times. So I was like, well, if they keep going back, then it's a pretty good reference.
Yeah. No, that'd be good. Yeah, those Harlequins are just everywhere along the coast, and they're just flying up into that creek. So there's actually
Mm,
a ton of mallards and pintails that hanging out there too. But it
really?
was like the ground around the creek. There was nowhere to hide. We had like I think he had like 8 decoys from like 1988. So we tried a little bit, but they were all just loafing in there. They weren't really trading around or doing anything. So
Hmm.
I was like, well, got my Harlequin, sort of the trophy duck. That's all I need. I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot wait to go. I have not been to Alaska before, so stoked about that one. What else
Yeah.
have you done out west other than uh, elk, blacktail, and mountain goat?
So I've been working on my deer slam. I need my coos year next. I'm done. I got my Oregon blacktail last fall. That was a good hunt. And then really just been getting into the mule deer, trying to get better and better at that. So this
Hmm.
past season in Montana, I spent 4 or 5 days like just trying to look for something next level. Like I've killed fair amount of like 140, 150 mule deer. I was trying to find something a little bit beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't find anything over 130. Like
Mm.
tried and tried and tried. Different spots. I drove from the far northwest of Montana to the far southeast and hunted a lot of stuff in between. Because I don't like to just stay in a spot and overcommit. So I feel like a lot of times you're just screwing yourself when you do that. So I eventually was in the southeast of Montana, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try for some whitetails. Like, there's got to be some giants around here. Found a really cool spot. Had some difficult access. You had to cross the river in order to get to it. Couldn't just drive up to it. So got away from all the road hunters and all the weekend warriors, and found a ton of nice bucks. The first buck I saw was like a 160 whitetail, but he broke off his entire left side.
Mm.
So I was like, well, sorry, darn, I'm not going to shoot him. And then just a bunch of like nice 130s rutting and carrying on. Did see an absolute giant, like big mainframe wide 12 point, but he was like 300 yards off of the public on private.
Oh yeah.
Watched him for 2 days. He would not come any closer. He had like 10 does with him. I was like, God.
Smart.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
He's probably back in that field this fall.
Mm.
And finally, I saw a really nice like 150 10 pointer. Was just walking along the river right towards me. And I was like, yeah, he's going to get it. So sat there, filmed him for a little bit. He was on private when I first saw him, and I just had to wait for him to get past one tree, and I knew he was good. As soon as he got past that tree, I was laid down prone and sent it.
So, and this was the whitetail or mule deer tag.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
shoot either one.
So they cut those in half for next year for non-residents.
Yeah. They also screwed up my spring plans this year because I love going to Montana and turkey hunting on some public land up there. And now we got to
Mm.
start 10 days later. So, which honestly isn't even going to help the local guys with the non resident pressure because every non resident goes after May 1st.
Right.
So, like, 'cause I've hunted Montana turkey all the time. If you're there in April, you don't see nobody. May 1st, every Minnesota, Wisconsin plate is bumping around and pulling in behind you at the truck stops or at the trailheads. So, I don't even think it's going to make much of a difference. But I do have like 2 ranches though that I've just door knocked and got permission. I can hunt private land before the 25th. So I might do that. But
Yeah, I had on the commissioner gal rancher who actually wrote that bill.
oh
We talked
really?
about that, and she said part of the reason. I think she's from Region 6, but she said part of the reason why was Montanans bitching about
Mm-hmm.
all of the out-of-state plates at every trailhead. That and she said the mule deer herd is struggling, whether it's from
Yeah.
hunting pressure or CWD. She's like, it's probably a combination of both. I don't think it's CWD, maybe EHD.
Yeah, it's not CWD. That's
CWD is
such a scam.
yeah, big time, big time.
Yeah. It's the
Um,
COVID of deer.
yeah, yeah. Now, because a lot of deer will die of old age before you ever know they have CWD. EHD will kill them pretty quickly and can
Mm-hmm.
wipe out a herd in short order. But the thing I took away from that conversation the most was, yes, we are tired. Montanans are complaining too much. Well, we have to do something. And I guess, she has to appease her constituents. But she said they don't have good data because I think there's 6 or 7 regions in Montana, so 6 or 7 commissioners, and they don't have a harvest report based off region. It's just all compiled as a state, so they have no idea where hunters are hunting and what deer are getting harvested where, which is
Yeah.
asinine. Like, how do
Well, I
you
just
not?
got a phone call from them today just now asking me if I killed an elk. Like there's
Yeah.
no tag process, no check-in. Like there's nothing to keep you honest at
Mhm.
all. And I don't want them to be, up my neck about
Yeah,
everything I
nobody
kill up
wants
there. But
more.
like,
Oh, govern me harder, daddy. Nobody wants that, right?
yeah. But like
But
there
at the
needs to be
same
some kind
time,
of accountability. Like
yeah,
supposedly if you see the check station, you have to
yeah.
stop. They don't know I have a mule deer in the back of my truck.
Mm-mm.
Just drive right by.
But I mean, more so than
So
that, from a conservation standpoint, I want them to have accurate data, which is why I'm like, yes, you should have. If you kill a deer, whether you have to take it to a check station or if you just do it electronically, you should have to say, I killed this buck in this region. And then they at least have, assuming the majority, not everyone will, comply with those kind of regulations. But
Yeah.
the majority of hunters would be like, okay, I'll follow the law. Here's where I shot it in region 5. At least then they know
Mhm.
how many deer are getting killed in each region rather than just scatter shooting for a state that's the third biggest state in the country. It's a stupid, antiquated way to
Yeah.
do wildlife management. So, and she
Yeah,
agreed.
for
She was like,
sure.
yeah, I know. That's part. We're going to work on that because it is ridiculous.
They need to either like Montana's great because it's like the last great mule deer state, whitetail state in the West where you can just general tag, hunt the rut. You get a really nice gun season. You get all that bow season. You can do it too, and you can hunt 80% of the state on the general tag.
Mm,
So I mean, if they want to eliminate some of the non-resident pressure, just make us pick a unit or make us pick a region.
yeah.
So that we're not just driving everywhere. Or like I feel like a lot of Eastern guys who draw a Montana tag, if they're doing it DIY, they're just going to the southeast corner.
Hmm.
It's the first area they stop to, and it's got good deer on it. So I like to hunt like up near Canada usually, just because nobody's up there. Like I'll see locals. I don't see a Minnesota plate or a Wisconsin plate up there ever.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I've hunted black bear spring season, and I did one archery elk point hunt in Montana. Wonderful state.
yeah,
Um, have points again. So we'll be going back there sometime in the near future. But yeah, we were in elk all over the place.
hmm,
Haven't deer hunted there yet, but have points. So sometime. I don't want to say this publicly, but I'm going to say it. Um, South Dakota, another place for nice deer that you don't
yeah,
have to have a ton of points. And
yeah. I've
um,
got 7 right now. That was my first Western hunt. Was like when they had the over-the-counter antelope.
yeah,
I just picked that up and drove out there, and it was fun. I mean, I did like 13 stalks, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I think I
uh,
drew back like 3 times. But I mean, I saw some really nice mule deer, and I've been building points ever since.
mm-hmm.
So I've got like 8 points for everything in South Dakota. So I need to probably get to that point where like I could save up for something really nice, or I could just hunt anything I want right now.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
need to make that decision.
I didn't figure that out, and nobody really talks about South Dakota. And now people are going to hate me for saying it, but whatever. This show's not about not naming lakes for duck hunting or states for western hunting. Um, so I was actually driving south into Nebraska for a mule deer hunt when I was leaving Rapid City, and I'm driving. I'm like looking at these massive rivers and hardwoods, and you could just see. Like I know I saw 160-inch whitetail just
Oh yeah,
driving down the highway. And I'm like, how do I get permission to hunt here? And it turns out, yeah, you can just get points, and then I
yeah,
think uh, you might have to knock on some doors or pay a trespass fee, but I don't think that the massive money grab that, no offense landowners, because I lease from you all the time, um, that is leasing has, I don't think it's caught up in South Dakota the way it has. Certainly not here in Texas. I don't know what leasing land
yeah.
looks like in Virginia, but it's expensive. So,
No, for sure. Yeah, that in North Dakota is just a complicated draw that most people can't figure out.
uh,
But that's a good one too.
don't have any points in North Dakota, but
I think I've got 5, something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, punch that soon.
So you haven't got a coos, and I don't have a blacktail, but I do have a coos, and
Nice.
shot it in Sonora. Beautiful 8 point that scored 114 inches, which is big for a coos deer.
That's a nice coos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
What is
awesome.
a big, like? What did your blacktail score? They look small to me. I don't know, but I don't know what a good one is. But I'm assuming it's similar to a coos deer.
Yeah, I think Boone and Crockett is 100 inches for like your Sitka blacktail, like the ones in Alaska.
Mm,
And mine, I'm picking him up from the taxidermist next month. They're gonna tape him out for me right before I get there. And I think he might be booked. He's like right there.
nice. Okay.
So yeah, excited about that.
Yeah. But body size. I mean, these are blacktail are basically like a small mule deer, right?
Yeah, essentially. I
They're
mean,
not like
super tiny.
the coos is the little cousin of the whitetail. Blacktail is the
Hmm.
same, more genetically similar to a mule deer.
Yeah, and I think they get smaller, so you got like those blacktails that are like right on the line of mule deer and true blacktail country, like on the
Hmm.
Oregon, Washington coastlines. So that's when you see the guys holding like 150-inch blacktails. They're really just a
Yeah.
mule deer blacktail hybrid. So like I know somebody posted about a 145 and was this is a buck blacktail. I'm like, you shot an inbred mule deer, dude.
Right.
Like, and then they just get progressively smaller as you go further up to Alaska.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was tiny, tiny body, like 120 pounds. So like that pack out shouldn't have been nothing, but just the terrain just made it suck. Like I'd rather pack my elk out again than do that.
Hmm. So, what is the best Western hunt that you've been on? For any,
Uh,
could be one where you weren't successful. I don't know some of those. Uh, Not where I've missed or wounded an animal, but whether maybe it was helping a buddy pack out his first elk. That's one that stands out for me. When my buddy shot his first one, I was there with him. But like I said, a trophy is three things. Could be even more. But which experience stands out the most for you?
probably between my first elk and then my elk from last year in Montana. So my first elk, my good buddy Troy, he moved out to Montana like 6 years ago.
Hmm.
So we went elk hunting and he called that bull in that I ended up shooting, helped me pack it out, and we were in bulls all day that day. Like when I shot mine, I usually do like, you jump up, yell like you're excited. I just shut up, turned around, did the he's dead, and we turned around. I was trying to get him to kill the big 6x6 that was like 150 yards past the 3x3 I shot. Like we were just in them. It was on fire. Um, and then just like that being the first elk pack out for both of us was obviously an experience. And you build some of your best friendships and memories through just the pain of something like that. So that was a good time. And then this past season, me and my fiance, my then girlfriend, drove out to Glacier like the first week of September. Did that, proposed to her in Glacier. Just had a great time out there. I literally dropped her off at the airport in Bozeman, drove to our elk hunt, a couple hours
So,
away.
honey, I've got business to attend to.
Yep. Put
Thanks
her
for
on the
saying yes,
plane.
but you got to go.
Exactly. Put her on the plane, pulled up to the trailhead, started packing my stuff. There were some other guys there at the trailhead. I thought that my spot was like top secret because you can't see what's going on over there unless you're 3 miles away on another piece of public glassing it. And when you pull up to the trailhead, it's just a sheer rock cliff.
Hmm.
Like nobody in the right mind looks at that rock cliff and is like, "Oh yeah, let's go over there to hunt like this 1,000 acres of land that's like super tiny." And I told him, I was like, "So where are you going?" He was like, "Oh, where are you going?" And he was going up there too. He had two buddies up there. I was like, "Well, I'm going up there to camp." Swapped in reach numbers with them and everything. I went up there, got to the very top where I always sit so I can glass down to the bottom, see where these elk are walking out onto the private land. And as I'm sitting there, I just hear the woods just explode like right below me. There's two bulls fighting 80 yards below me. And
Oh
all I was
wow.
doing was like I was literally sitting at my tent. Like I just sat there. I literally called somebody on the phone, just bullshitting, whatever. And walked down there. I saw probably the one I shot was probably the smaller of the two. I didn't really see the other one good. Ranged him, missed. I ranged something behind him, went right over his back. And I tried to circle a cow call. He circled behind me to get my wind. That's when I shot him at like 30 yards. But found him the next morning. That guy was super cool. We kept in touch. I just in reached him. He came up and helped me pack out. And I helped them hunt for a couple days. He had some other buddies up there. And then my buddy Troy. And then I don't know if you know Tyler Geiger with Knock Performance.
Hmm.
But he came up, and so I called him a really nice 5x5 for him. That was his first archery bull, so we got to embrace the suck on that pack out as well. So I got like a whole week of just hanging out with my friends and got to watch my bull die, his bull die. It was just a great September. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Getting engaged right before that, so
Uh,
it was
awesome.
perfect. Yeah.
So, with the prosthetic rubbing on your nub,
Mm-hmm.
what is it pack out worse for you than it is for the average guy? Well, I mean, also you have a prosthetic where your leg once was, but what is that like?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's got to be worse. I never killed any elk before when I had two legs. Unfortunately, I wish I had. But
Then you could really compare.
yeah, exactly. And compare some notes.
Yeah.
But It just gets sore, just pushing down on it. I try to like equate it to if you were to bend your elbow like this and like try to put pressure on that. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's probably what it feels like. Um, but honestly, at this point, I just sort of just gets numb after a while, and I'll chew on some ibuprofen and just keep on going.
Mm.
So every once in a while, like after a couple hours, I'll sit down, take my sleeve off, dump all the sweat out of it, wipe it off, put it back on, and feel a little bit better, and just get right back to it.
Okay.
So that first year, I was so gun ho and just didn't want to stop during the pack out. I didn't apply extra socks to like fill up the void as my stump was getting compressed. And dude, I had a blister like that big around, that deep at the end of my stump.
Mm.
We got the elk down. I literally remember driving to the gas station, went to get out of my truck, like a 2 hour drive, and like could not walk. I was like, oh God. Like I looked like a wounded gazelle limping into the gas station. That
Yeah.
shit just hurt so bad. So
I have been there, not with a stump. I don't have a stump, but I had the hunt where I shot the bull in the chest. And I don't know why that happened because I had on like really good boots, and I'd worn those boots for 3 or 4 years, and they just
mhm.
crapped out.
Oh
And when
God.
I got blister, when I say I had blisters, I mean like the blisters had blisters. They were so deep. It was not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then uh, I don't know what's up with New Mexico, or actually, it was in the Carson National Forest, so um, maybe that's the could have been BLM. I don't know, or Forest Service, whoever was managing the trails. And I was very familiar with the area. I've been down those trails in previous years, grouse hunting and elk hunting. But we packed the meat like 2 miles. My buddy and I packed the meat and hung it up, made a meat pole for bears, hung it up, and we did like just a pack in hunt. Um,
Mhm.
basically, they just brought all our gear in and dropped us off and said, "All right, we'll see you in 7 days, whatever." Okay. But if we shot something, they were going to come get it for a minimal fee of like $700 or $800, which is like
Yeah.
cool. We only had 7 days, so we agreed like we'll split the cost, we'll split all the meat, and then that way we don't have to lose a day, basically a day, a full day, because we were in 7 miles. It's like that was going to be a day and a half, 2 day commitment getting it out.
Yeah. Easily.
So we were both like, we didn't want to make the other guy, because we would be like, well, we're packing out together. So we're just like, let's save more hunting time. We get them to come get it, not kill ourselves. But still, 2 miles to a trail, and we set up everything, and then we're climbing out in the dark, packing out, or going back to camp, and we get to a place where it's impassable. The horses cannot. There's no way a horse can get through there. There's laydowns, 4 feet high across the trail. It's like, uh, yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's no. So we had to the next morning get up and go move the meat again. Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And with the blisters, right? So
Yeah. I turkey hunted down there in New Mexico, and yeah, those trails are shit.
yeah.
Like,
So
there's
my
nothing good about
buddy,
it.
he looked at my feet and he was like, you know what? God is telling me just to go move the meat myself. You be the camp bitch and just go pack up camp. And
Yeah.
so he did it himself. I, was like so grateful.
That's a good
Um,
friend.
yeah, because it
That's
was
solid.
it was 2 miles to get to the meat, and then he had to move it by himself, like another mile and a half
Oh God.
downhill to get to where the horses could actually get to it. So yeah, you never know what the backcountry is going to throw at you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, my prosthetic and everything, I've just sort of get used to it. Like right now, like I'll be bear hunting and turkey hunting this year, out in Montana.
mm,
And so I just start switching my training to more of just long distance, like rucks, the stair climber, stuff like that, just to get myself more and more used to it.
yeah,
So help break
yeah.
it in, get ready for it. And then obviously like July and August, that's all I do. Just get ready for September.
hmm Well, I've got a
So
pair of Crispies right now that I really like a lot, and they're like the same. If you look at them compared to the other brand I was wearing, it's like the same boot, but one says
mhm.
Crispy and one says other brand.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've gotten blisters with. I used to have some Rockies which are not super high end. You know, get a pair of Rockies for a couple $100, but those were great until they weren't. So I don't know. When I find a pair that I like these Crispies, just keep going with those. What do you
Yeah, I got the
what do you
crispy
like?
Colorados. I got the
Colorado?
crispy Colorados. Yeah,
Oh,
they've
okay.
done. They're probably about shot, honestly, because I think I've had them for like 3 or 4 years now.
A lot
So
of miles.
this might be their last season, this bear hunt.
Uh-huh.
So, but we'll see how and they've been doing great. So I got the sheep feed inserts at the Western Hunt Expo.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't put them in yet. I need to. So got 50% off. Only needed one, so that was cool. But
Silver lining.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Uh,
yeah, they've been doing pretty good.
is there um, a community of folks that are amputees that like? Do you know other guys that backcountry hunter or big hunters that are in a similar situation? And you're not. I
Um,
mean, by the letter of the law, you're handicapped, but you're not. You're living your best life.
yeah. Um, there's a few guys I talk to, but there's not like a community of sorts or anything. Like there's no
Mm.
like Instagram or Facebook group or nothing like that. I've
Yeah.
talked to Sydney Smith, try no feet. He's
Uh,
like double amputee, no knees, nothing. He's out there in Utah, and then like November, right after I got hurt, a guy Mace flew out from Arizona. He's a firefighter there. He came out to meet with me. Heard I wanted to get back on the job, and he showed me how he does everything, and he was great. And he elk hunts in Arizona,
mm.
kills some absolute monsters. So hopefully I draw a tag and we'll go kill one together. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's really not a lot of guys who are hardcore backcountry, like really doing it. I think a lot of people, and I don't say this to sound mean or like a dick or nothing, but something like this happens and they're like, well, I got the permit to shoot him out the window now. That's all I'm going to do. So I think there's
Mm.
a lot of that. Like they just take the easy way out. Now everybody's injuries and stuff are different. Like some guys really can't, but there's a lot of lower leg amputees like myself who I sort of just take the easy way.
Yeah.
So I think it's unfortunate. They could definitely push themselves a little bit further. So I got some local guys here in Virginia. Like there's a cop and another firefighter here in the state. We all talk. They both get after it. They're still on the job, doing what they got to do.
Mm.
Um, so yeah.
So you mentioned brown bear. You're going to go do
Mhm.
that someday. What's like at the top of your list? And money's not an object here. I'll tell you mine. It's leopard. If I could do a leopard
Yeah.
hunt, and I've been to Africa 8 times. Very blessed. Going back in June again,
Awesome.
but I have not. The only big five is did the rhino dart. Okay, cool experience. Got to put my hands on a rhino. You still stalk it,
Yeah.
but it's not a hunt in the true essence of what a hunt is. And then I've done Cape Buffalo, but the other three, leopard, lion, elephant, super expensive. Like
Yeah.
maybe like sell a child expensive. Uh, so I haven't done those yet, but leopard is. I like cat hunting. Got mountain lion, lynx, bobcat. Got a caracal in Africa, which is like a lynx, right? With the
Yeah.
tufted ears. I don't like cats. I like hunting them. Wouldn't want one as a pet.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, that's what's at the top of my list. Plus, that's a grind. I mean, you have to block off really 3 weeks to do that. And people say
Mhm.
it might be the most tedious, physically demanding of the big five. Like elephant, my PH is like hunting is fun. You're on the track the whole time. There's always
Yeah.
action. It's like leopard hunting is a lot of sitting and hoping and waiting and like
Sitting
mentally
on. Yeah.
taxing, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like to suck. So
Yeah,
what's
Chris Lasativa almost made me go on an elephant hunt like 4 years ago. Yeah, I forget the guy's name, but he had one come up and it was heavily discounted. And
uh-huh.
goddamn, he had me this close. Looking back, I should have done it. The only reason I didn't do it is because I had drawn like a mule deer and an antelope tag, and it was gonna fuck those hunts up if I did the elephant hunt.
uh,
Which, looking back, really dumb to trade those. But yeah, I think my achievable like dream hunt is the brown bear. Like that's something I really want. Told my
Hmm.
fiance, I was like, I want our kids to do Christmas underneath the 10-foot tall brown bear sitting in the living room. Like that's gonna be the deal. So she didn't like that too much, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if I could just pick something, it would be to go shoot a big bull elephant. So
Hmm.
one of the guys who sort of mentored me when I was 12, 13 years old when I first started hunting, you walked into his trophy room and he just had two elephant tusks on like fake gold pedestals as you walk in, like
Hmm.
coming all the way up to the top of the doorway. So I've just
Heck
never
yeah.
seen that my whole life, and I was like, yeah, I need that in my house.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. I
maybe
have
one
looked at
day.
recently, because I also would like to do an elephant hunt, but I don't want to pay, or just can't pay 60, 80, $100,000. But they have all these non-exportable bull permits, and I think the one I'm looking at is I think it's in Zimbabwe. Just like going to the SCI show, talking to all the outfitters, be like, you know, these are a third of the cost,
Hmm.
and if I could get a nice group to go do something different, maybe go to Zimbabwe for that, because I don't want an elephant shoulder mount.
No,
And this is the
God,
difference in your. I'm old, man. I'm 44. You're 27. And I think it's even more so with your generation, but I think it started kind of with mine. Is hunters? Yes, we're looking for. We like trophy hunting, right? But there's been a little bit of a shift as far as mindset goes to. I just want the experience. I don't
yeah.
care if it's an 80-pound elephant or if it's a 40-pound non-exportable trophy. I just want to do the elephant hunt, and
Hmm.
I think that's great. I'm running out of wall space anyway, so now I'm looking for more experiences.
Yeah.
I used to shoulder mount everything. Now, if it's not bigger than my biggest one, it's just getting Euroed and probably going out in the backyard.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I would do something like that, the non-exportable. And like if
Yeah,
you wanted to, I'm sure you could get a replica of the tusks to just
yeah,
hang up
100%.
somewhere or print off a big nice picture and put it on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that'd be worth it. Because yeah,
Yeah,
80 grand for an elephant hunt is nuts. So
but I want the experience, right? Like
yeah.
I do want that. I want to say I did that.
Mhm. No, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
don't
the
want
polar bears. Guys go and do that, and you can't bring none of it back.
to.
So
No, but they make those life size replicas, which are pretty dang impressive.
yeah, I've seen those at SCI. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So
Did you go to the SCI show this year?
I did not. So I didn't do any conventions this year. I was sort of bummed out. I wish I had. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna try to go next year.
It's not probably.
So
I don't know how far Nashville is from where you live in Virginia.
I think it's like 9 hours. I've been
Okay.
twice. One year I flew. One year I drove.
Okay.
So
So you've
I
seen
lost my
it.
best
Yeah.
hookup. Chris used like him working there was perfect. Got in all the parties and everything. It was great. But
Yeah. You
so, but
said
he
we
usually
actually
still goes
met
back
one
out there.
time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like you
Yeah.
look hella familiar. I was probably not in a good. I was probably pretty fucked up when we met. But yeah, I think all of us were.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah,
Yeah. Chris is a good dude for sure.
for sure.
So where are you going to burn your points? Because it's time to apply right now. I mean, I'm buying all my elk points. Deadlines are coming up. Where did you
Mhm.
say you're going to go? Try to go this year?
So I drew a bull tag in Idaho, a
Hmm.
unit that I killed previously and got some good intel on that. So pretty excited for that one. Um, gonna do a Kansas deer hunt, and then I got my moose hunt, and then I'm getting married October 31st. So I think that's all the Western stuff I'm gonna do for this
Uh,
fall. So
well, a wise man once said nobody gets married during hunting season, but here you are, and my
yeah.
anniversary is November 15th. So
Ooh, that's a bad one
I'm not
too.
that man.
Yeah, she really wanted a September wedding. I was like, look, we can't have an anniversary. We're just gonna fight over every year.
Yeah.
Like let's do October, like, you know,
Uh,
early rut and whitetails. Like I can miss that. That's fine.
mm,
So, but not going out west as much. I've got a lot of nice 3-year old deer who lived through this past season. So spent some time chasing them.
mm. Yeah,
So
my story went like this. My wife and mother-in-law said, "This is when we're getting married," And I said, yeah, that doesn't really work. Like, that's whitetail ruts, duck season.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you want to pay for the wedding? And I was like, November 15th sounds pretty good. So,
Yeah, I'd take that deal too. Yeah. I had no idea how expensive it was getting married. I was like,
uh,
good God.
yeah. Love my mother in law. Thank you for the
Yeah.
help, Kay. And she still helps now. I mean, they live 10 miles from us, and with like traveling all the time for this job, very blessed to have a support system close. And I don't know what your situation is, but as you start into the next chapter of life and kids and all that stuff, you'll figure it out.
No, for sure. Yeah. Luckily, yeah, her parents aren't too far. Her sister's right down the road. My mom's like 10 minutes away. So
There you go.
yeah,
It's important. So
absolutely.
one other thing Chris told me about you is you're very active in Virginia right now in the whitetail community as they're trying to pass some new regulations, which I can see both ways, and you can tell me
Mhm.
exactly. You can elaborate on what exactly the legality situation is that's going on right now. But I've seen it. I've seen posts from both sides of the fence where they're trying to pass a law that will prevent people from having their dogs run onto property they don't have access to. Which, okay, if you're the landowner, I get. Also, if you're the houndsman, like dogs don't know what fence lines are, they just go. I don't know what property line
Yeah.
is. Dogs don't have hunt stand around X or whatever it is. So uh, I don't know, but and that's all I know about it is I know it's a thing.
Yeah.
You tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So, just looking back at the history of Virginia hound hunting, obviously Virginia's been doing it the longest. We're the first state. It's important heritage, and nobody wants to make it go away at all. Um, but there's a lack of regulations or laws here in the state. So Virginia is the most just free for all of any state in the 50 states. Um, you look at Georgia, they have acreage restrictions, they have regulations about dogs crossing private property repeatedly. Basically, everywhere's got some sort of framework to keep or incentivize hound hunters from keeping the dogs going across the property line. Virginia, it's they can go wherever. And then we also have the right to retrieve law, which was made in like 1927, that says if you were a houndsman, your dogs came on my property, you can just roll through my property. Don't have to talk to me. Don't have to ask permission. Don't even have to make an attempt. And you can come look for your dog in my garage, my house, my box blinds. Like you can just walk on through wherever you want to go.
Walk into your garage.
There's it literally the way it's written is it decriminalizes trespass. So as long as you don't
Wow.
break anything, you could walk in somebody's house to look for a dog. Now, obviously, that's a little extreme. That doesn't really happen
Mm.
all the time, but it just shows what it could allow. Um, and then Virginia, like back in George Washington's time when he was running hounds, he probably had 10,000-acre tracts. That's not
Oh
the
yeah.
case nowadays. If you looked on Onyx in Virginia, you would struggle to find something over 1,000 acres anywhere.
Mm.
So that permit that came up last year, all I was going to do is $19 to the state because the state right now spends $770,000 responding to hound hunting complaints,
Hmm.
and they can't do anything about it. So like they can show up and a club was trespassing on somebody's land, like their dogs themselves, whatever. The game warden's like, "Yep, that was happening. Sorry, y'all talk about it." That's the end of the story. They can't do anything. So all that money is what they're spending in fuel, reports, time of the game wardens doing their job. So $19 is going to recoup all of that for the state. Then also the permit had wording in there to where if your dogs ran on my property without my permission, the first time would be a civil offense, $50. Second time, $150. Third time, $250. And every hound hunter would have to have a permit in order to hound hunt. So the idea still is if they continue that behavior, make no attempt to try to stop it, they could lose their permit and that pack of hounds be out for the season.
Mm.
So, and talking to other houndsmen in other states, Virginia, the guys just don't train. The dogs sort of just run and tear up the woods, as you say. They don't really train recall, don't really train any kind of handling because they don't have to. There's no rules that incentivize them to do that. So a lot of these dogs they just can't control, or they
That's
just
wild, dude. I mean,
Yeah, and
I've been
honestly,
on
because there's such a lack of rules.
a lot of hound hunts. For
Hmm.
obviously in Texas, it's mostly feral hogs.
Yeah.
Been um, chase bears with hounds in multiple states. Mountain lion. I love it. I
Hmm.
mean, if there's a dog
Yeah.
involved, I see you've got one right behind you.
Yeah, that's my
Um,
vicious duck dog. So
nice. Mine's in here as well. Um,
nice.
if it has a dog involved, like watching their prey drive, watching whatever genius started breeding them to do these things that they want to do.
Hmm.
Like I love that stuff. But I've never been on a hound hunt where the houndsman didn't have some tracking device on the dogs, first of all. And I've been doing it
Yeah.
15 years or longer. Like back in the day, you put up a little uh, transmitter and you
Yep.
when you point it, you're probably too young to remember something like that, but you could just point it until it goes beep, beep, beep. And then you know kind of which direction the dog went.
Yeah.
But that was I mean, I've seen that stuff. And now you're just pull up your Garmin and you'd be like, oh, this dog's over here. This dog's bayed because, he stopped moving. And you can see all kinds
Hmm.
of cool stuff. But you can also beep
Yeah.
them and get them to come back. So if you're
Yeah.
going to
And like,
do, hound hunting, yeah, there should be some kind of responsibility associated with taking care of your dogs and making sure you can retrieve them.
yeah. And like these guys all have tracking collars. So a funny example was like 2 years ago, one of the DWR board meetings. DWR, they just are so scared to enact anything on this issue.
Mm.
So something needs to happen legislatively. They were like, what if we mandated tracking collars? And the houndsmen are like, no, 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 we can't do that. Then the DW board member asked, how many of y'all use tracking collars? And every single one of them raised their hands.
Oh wow.
But unfortunately, they're just the mindset of there shall be no compromise. So, and then another funny thing, the head of the Hound Hunting Association here in Virginia, he pays himself with the member dues to lobby every year. So if the issue ever went away, he's out of the job.
Mm.
So there's no incentive for him to try to make some kind of a compromise.
Yeah.
But and like a lot of these guys, they'll drop dogs on 50 acres. You know how hounds are. They're through that 50 acres in 5 minutes. And then they'll
Mm-hmm.
push three properties in between that and another little 100-acre tract they have. So, because that's what happens to me. The property I bought last year in a county near me, I got 340 acres. Years prior, probably a decade prior, the people who owned it, they just had it for timber, never went back there, nobody patrolled it. So all the clubs just hunted it like free land.
Mm.
And this year, I called everybody and I was like, hey, just new to the area. I just want to still hunt deer. Ask you to keep your dogs off. The stuff that people like called me, cussed me out, said they're gonna call my job, try to get
Okay.
me fired from my job. Like guys, I'm just asking you not to purposely run your dogs from my land. If it happens every once in a while, like I get it,
Mm.
but like don't let it be how it used to be. Because one of the clubs told me like the year prior before I bought it, they jumped a 170-inch buck off of my property on purpose and then shot it on theirs. Like I'm like, just don't do that again, please. Like
Yeah.
so, I'm just trying to get a little bit of respect for what somebody wants to have or not have happen on their land is all people want. So,
Yeah.
and there's just some clubs are really great. One club next to me is building a fence to keep the dogs in.
Huh.
And I was like, that's awesome. Like, sweet.
Mm.
So, but the other club near me, they just cuss me out when I call them. So it's just stubbornness.
Mm. Yeah. Well, old habits die hard, for
Yeah.
sure. And
As I told him, I was like, when hound hunting gets banned by somebody, you're just gonna have to look in the mirror. Because showing up to Capitol Hill and screaming and cussing and fighting and everything is not a good impression. So,
yeah, well, and how it's trapping is first, and then next, as far as low hanging fruit goes, is hound hunting,
mhm.
and that's these are the things the antis are focused on in
Yeah.
predator hunting, right? But a lot of that's done with hounds, so that's like a double whammy.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, the infighting, and they have got to realize, like, for the future longevity of their sport, they're going to have to make a little bit of a concession. I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was that bad, just the blatant disrespect for people saying, "You tried that stuff in Texas?" Not only do you
Oh
not
my
have the
God.
right to do that, your dog's probably getting shot.
Yeah. No.
Probably not the first
So
time, but try it again, especially during deer season. Mm.
yeah, it's just a safety issue. Like I remember one time I pulled in my property. This was like December. I already killed the only mature buck that was on my property for the first year I had it. I was going to shoot my AR. Have a nice long strip where I shoot. It's like 400, 500 yards. I had the radio on. I could hear the club. They were talking about crossing landmarks coming into my property, like in that line of where I'm shooting.
Huh.
They all had my phone numbers. They knew I was back there. Like this is a safety issue. You
Mm.
know, you could. I know y'all are mad at me because I took this 340 acres that you used to just be able to hunt out of your hands. But like, you need to call me. I'm here to shoot. Even though I'm just shooting a doe in a food plot, like you can't just be walking around. I don't know what's
Yeah.
behind me. I don't
Yeah.
need to be second guessing all the time. So it's stuff like that. So
So $19 permit, is that for their entire pack per dog? What is that?
I think it'd be so the way the bill was written is it would make DWR would draft up the actual wording of the regulation because the last thing anybody wants is some random senator or delegate to make that who knows nothing about what's going
Mm.
on. Like let the biologists, let them, even though like sometimes they suck too, let them figure that out. I think that'd be more fair, more of a compromise for everybody rather than having some senator do it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
For
it's a
sure.
crazy issue because, Republicans are usually very pro property rights. We don't, the right side of the aisle, we don't share land, we don't give out handouts, that's
Mm-hmm.
sort of how we are. The left
Capitalism.
side, that's right. The left side is, your communism, sharing land and everything. And it's very funny because all the Republicans don't want to fight this. They're so scared of losing voters in their voter base because all most hound hunters and hunters in general are Republicans. So they're
Yeah.
terrified to vote for any kind of bill like this. The Democrats are very like, oh yeah, you should be able to protect your personal property. So it's a flip flop that's just mind boggling.
Ironic. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. So there is like a couple of Republicans who have personal property who deal with the issue who they're over it. So, but there was one guy who was talking to him. He didn't want to vote for our bill because he didn't think it was strict enough.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I was like, well, let's just start here. Like, nobody's trying to get rid of this thing. So,
Huh. Right
but
on.
it'll happen. The only reason the bill didn't get passed this year was a little bit of a technicality and some bigger politics than us were going on, and it got shoved in a subcommittee. It shouldn't have got shoved in, and got continued to next year. But
Mm.
yeah, it'll pass next year, I'm sure. So, especially being a landowner now, trying to manage this piece, make a good, enjoyable experience for my friends and family. Like that's my real driving force in this right now.
Mm.
So,
Well, very cool, man. Well, I appreciate the time, Carter. What is your Instagram handle if folks want to follow
uh,
along?
Carter double underscore Lewis underscore.
Well, very inspiring to hear your story, and you didn't just, like you said, sit around in a wheelchair and feel sorry for yourself. Really, just grab life by the balls and keep on going.
Yep, that's all you can do. So, the
Yeah,
only thing that can stop you from getting over like stuff like this is just yourself. It's all in your head.
yeah. I love your
Yeah.
mentality, brother. Thanks for the time. Enjoyed the conversation, and I hope that you arrow a monster bull in Idaho.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Hope you have a good
You
hunt season
you're gonna
too.
go turkey hunting this spring?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm taking a kid out for youth day Saturday. It's a youth weekend here in Virginia. And then opener, I'm gonna try to get the fiance a bird and I'll probably stick around Virginia for a week or so and then going to Texas, gonna hunt in the panhandle, and then gonna go try to hit some public land in Oklahoma and then Montana. So I'll be
Awesome.
bear hunting in Montana for a little bit and then I'll try to get a bird after my 10-day waiting period.
Yeah.
So
Well, these western states, we haven't reached it yet, but we will reach the tipping point where it's like non-residents will be like, you know what? You've made it too expensive. You've made it too difficult to enjoy the experience by coming and spending money in your state. I'm just not going to do it. Not everyone's going to all do it at the
yeah.
same time, but they are going to start seeing like it's going to hurt the
No, for
the old
sure.
bottom line when non-residents, because non-residents in all these states are paying 80% of their bills, essentially. I mean, their revenue
Yeah.
is coming from non-resident hunting license. Montana's $1,000 now for an elk tag.
Oh yeah. No, it's yeah,
Okay,
it's
a
expensive.
non-resident grabs one for $40, $50. I mean, a resident,
Yeah.
sorry, a resident, if that.
Oh, my
So,
buddy Troy every year sends me his checkout box, his bear tag, his deer tag, and his elk tag, and he spent like $60. I'm like, I hate you. Just stop. Don't show me this.
and if you wanted to do that, there you'd be in for a bear tag's probably 300, elk a
Yeah, three.
thousand, deer's probably 700 or something. Two grand for you to hunt there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Plus
So,
all the bullshit fees.
uh-huh.
Like adds up quick.
Like I said, they haven't reached it yet because we're still going, but I don't know. There is a tipping point. You know, it
Mhm.
can't just be infinite. People don't have unlimited funds, so I don't know. But I feel like they're not listening, and
No.
it's kind of a slap in the face. We know we're paying for the majority of their their operating budget for the year. So I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting to talk about. And
I think some of the loudest resident voices who are mad about the trucks of the trailheads are, I don't want to say like the more uneducated ones, but it's the road hunters and those kind of guys. And they get mad because I got a deer in the back of my truck, but I've hunted 10 days. They're hunting 2 days. Like,
mhm.
not, we invest more time when we go out there. A lot of these residents are just like, I'll hit it on the weekends. And then they get mad because, they didn't kill something. So, not a lot of it is science based or good statistics, like you're saying from that person in Montana you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
All right, brother. Well, hey, good luck this spring. Enjoyed the time, and we'll look forward to possibly running into each other in Nashville.
yeah, absolutely.
All right,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, take it easy.
Too.